You know, sometimes all you need is the radio.
Sometimes it's the radio. He cares about the smallest things when I'm driving down the open road. It's almost like a symphony that he plays for me, and all of heaven knows everything I'm going through. He knows what I need to hear.
100 years ago, technology looked very different. Radio broadcasting was just getting its start, and it was getting a big chunk of that start in the great state of Texas. It all started in Dallas, a burning flame of a start, you might say. WRR was born out of a necessity when a fire-ravaged phone line used to dispatch firefighters in Dallas burned up. Henry Dad Garrett, an electrical engineer and the state's first car dealer, by the way, cobbled together spare parts for a wireless radio dispatch system. When WRR wasn't dispatching calls, firefighters joked around. Dad Garrett played his classical records and hauled a piano to the station so his daughter could play live on the air. In 1921, WRR became the proud recipient of the first broadcast station license in Texas by the U.S. Department of Commerce. It was the second ever broadcast license in the country. Radio was the exciting, cutting-edge technology in the early 20s. Hey kids, that was long before there were these things. People could build their own radio receivers at home or buy through the mail. Cat's whiskers or crystal sets. A very simple radio receiver. No batteries required. By the end of 1922, there were 25 commercial radio stations in operation. Texas stations proudly claimed some iconic firsts. 2 DFW stations went on the air within weeks of each other in 1922. Both owned by competing newspapers. For decades, the two shared the same broadcast tower, alternating airtime. WFAA in Dallas has the honor of being the first to produce educational programs, a drama series, and to broadcast a governor's inaugural ceremony. Fort Worth's WBAP proudly holds the honor of having been the first station to broadcast a rodeo. They also initiated regularly scheduled newscasts and have the distinction of being the first individual station to send a war correspondent to Europe in the early days of World War II. In San Antonio, WOAI, also hitting the airways in 1922, was another forerunner, being one of the first to have an employed local news staff. WOAI also had a penchant for soap operas. These three powerhouse radio stations, along with a fourth, KPRC, formed the Texas Quality Network, TQN, in 1934. With a combined nighttime power of over 100,000 watts, the four stations had the capacity for simultaneous broadcast, the impetus to establish TQN. In 1946, KCOR-AM became the first Spanish language radio station in the entire United States and had a Hispanic owner, Raul A. Cortez. KNUZ was also forward-thinking when it came to technology, having the distinction of having the first wireless microphones, a computer traffic system, and a remote broadcast studio. Yep, it's 100 years and counting since Texas' first AM radio station took to the airways, and after that, the first car radio was sold by Motorola in June 1930. Listening while you drive became a very big deal. Then came FM and HD and streaming and podcasting, and who knows what's next. Radio is sounding better and better. But it's gotten a bit more complicated to find your favorite radio station now with these computer screens they're putting in cars today. But with a little effort, once you figure out how to get through the new technology, you can still enjoy listening to your favorite radio station driving down the road and keep up with the news, the weather, sports, all along with the friendly voice of your local DJ. Sometimes all you need is the radio.
Sometimes